So I went for a test drive in a Lincoln Presidential Navigator, and let me tell you, that car was huge. It was a long car, oh my God. Just as the car is big on the exterior, it's also big on the interior, and a very immersive car. So my first thought was, wow, this is what the president and vice president probably drive around in the United States. However, to my surprise, they drive something quite similar known as the Cadillac or Beast, and it's a very long car. Now, I thought the car was going to be very difficult to drive because the car is absolutely long. It's a left-hand drive, and essentially got 3 go-karts could probably fit alongside it, no cap. I like it already. Okay. I'm not even putting my foot on the gas. Oh no. Are you recording me?
Yep.
Oh shit, I need to stop saying that. No man, this car's big as freak. You know what, this car's not actually bad to drive. This car is actually quite nice to drive. It's actually very nice to drive, given the fact that it's a left-hand drive. Oh, the steering wheel feels proper light. Okay, I've had enough now.
She said,
You're laughing?
She said, I've had enough now.
Okay, the car is a left-hand drive, and it's so good to drive. Before I even tell you about my impressions of the interior and exterior of the car, let me tell you about my drive. Firstly, the steering wheel was exceptionally light throughout the drive. I did not feel like the car was heavy when turning corners. I give you an analogy. If you have a big bump, say for example, right? If you've got a big bump and there's an analogy that goes something like this. You have arrived on the West Coast, but your bottom is still on the East Coast, even though that is a bit of a kind of stretch. You kind of get my drift. I didn't feel like that car was, I did not feel like that was the case with this car, although it was just a smooth drive, turning corners, but I must say the engine was absolutely powerful. Now, the engine is a V6, and when you put your foot down on the accelerator, you know at full capacity, that car is going to be very quick. So let's talk about the vehicle in terms of obviously controls, navigation, entertainment, mobility, as well as my experience. All the controls are here. You've got 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 obviously adjusts your the steering wheel and your seatings. Number 3 does the same. Number 2, I don't actually know what number 2 is for your steering wheel. It adjusts the steering wheel. Oh, so yeah, number 2 adjusts the steering wheel, and then you've got the up and down obviously for the car. Obviously this is to control your windows. Yeah, it's got so much. You can lock your car there, and then if you look, so when I turn on the car, I've just turned off the car. Now I turn on the car, that comes on, and then please start engine or use ignition. So I'm gonna wait for this to load. It's a system off to save battery, so let's just wait. So it's got a big nice glove compartment down here. Rest. It gives you, you know, when you have cars give you that immersive feel, but this is just on another level. But because look at this, obviously it's a bit thing, but it's got quite a few seats in here. You can see at the back type of, let me just get in the vehicle so you can actually see. It's a 6-seater, which is really not cool, but it is a 6-seater. This is it from the front view. Obviously you got your panoramic roof. It's quite big, you know. Let me do it from the front so you can actually see. These are the type of things that it actually has on there. Look, big sound system, couple of holding stuff for that thing. So obviously land your foot on one of these. So this is what it, excuse my bag. So this is the navigator. It's a navigator. It's a left-hand drive. This is the car. Look at the wheels on this car. This is a high-end. You can clearly see this is a high-end car. Quite loud. So you got your volume control here. Wow, I'm trying to turn the engine on. Obviously you got your armrest here. Look how big the armrest is. Jesus Christ. You're probably thinking, how much does the car cost? Well, this car will set you back about 70,000 without any customizations. With customizations, you're probably looking on or around 120,000. Now, the exterior of the car sits on 22s, and it's approximately, in terms of dimension, it has a roof bar, it's got deployable side steps, and it's got a huge boot space. Now, let's talk about the controls. In terms of the controls of the car, I'm talking about things such as sensors, air conditioning, different compartments, and personal settings. Now, the majority of the controls of the car are obviously situated. The majority of the controls of the car are obviously situated on the door. On a dashboard monitor. Everything is controlled on the driver's side. So if you hop into the back seat, there are controls where you're able to get comfort through the chair, as there's functionalities to give you the ability to kind of relax, or something like a bit of a massage, so to speak. Now the navigation system determines the precise location of where your car is at any given time. It's just amazing. The entertainment, you can watch movies and listen to music by connecting your device to the relevant apps in the car. So when I got into the car, I was taken aback, not just because it was huge on the inside, but because it was so immersive. It was a totally different experience. Now, the car is a left-hand drive that has a series of buttons on the door of the car, of your seating. It has all these buttons, and I essentially feel like I'm in a private jet, really, ready to take off. It really reminds me of like a cockpit. Now, what was intriguing to me was that it had red lights on the door. I don't know what they do, and I have tried to look it up. Put numbers on this car, and I don't even know why you've got 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. That makes 0 sense to me, but hey ho. It's a navigator car. It's obviously an American car. It's a left-hand drive. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Okay, I can't find it. So if you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. You then have like a swipeable monitor with a series of controls. Now, not only is there a monitor in the front, but there's also a monitor at the back. There's a hand rest that pulls out at the back, which you can obviously put your items on, as well as buttons to adjust the comfortability of your seating. Now, at some point of reviewing this car, I must have pressed something which made the power deployable electric side step go in. Now, once pressed, when that goes in, it's obviously difficult to get into the car. It's like you have to literally jump into the car. Do you know what I mean? I had to press the button. I had to find the button to press it so that it can obviously deploy it back out, so that I could step on the electric side step. Now, obviously, I did not have the opportunity to ask, but I wonder what type of individual drives this type of car. Well, I probably think it's somebody wealthy and well-to-do, or something of that nature. This was so fast, so something of that nature, probably generating 6 figures or more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was too fast.